The transatlantic accent is one of the most widely recognized accents in the world. But what countries or regions does it include, and how did it come about? As with many accents, the answer is complicated and involves a lot of history, but we can start with the basics. The transatlantic accent is an accent of English spoken in the eastern United States, specifically the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic states. It's also found in Canada, specifically Ontario and the Maritime provinces, as well as parts of New Zealand and Australia. So why do these places all have the same accent? Well, it's because of a shared history of colonization by the British Empire. When the United States declared independence from Britain in 1776, the 13 colonies were largely self-governing and developed their own distinct culture and accent. This was especially true of New England, where the Puritans who settled the region in the 1620s and 1630s created a society that was relatively isolated from the rest of the world. This isolation was both physical and cultural. The Puritans were a strict, conservative lot who frowned upon things like theater, dancing, and even alcoholic beverages. They also established a system of education that was designed to mold young minds into good, God-fearing citizens. As a result, the New England accent became quite distinct from the English accent of the time. Over the years, this accent evolved and changed, but it wasn't until the 19th century that it really took shape. During the 1800s, there was a lot of migration from New England to other parts of the United States, as well as to Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. These migrants took their accent with them, which is why you'll hear it in those places today. Of course, no accent exists in a vacuum. Over the years, the transatlantic accent has been influenced by other accents, both American and British. For example, the pronunciation of certain words has shifted to sound more like the received pronunciation accent of Britain. However, despite these influences, the transatlantic accent remains relatively unchanged from its 19th century form. So there you have it. The transatlantic accent is an accent of English that evolved in New England during the 19th century. It's still spoken today by a small percentage of Americans, as well as by people in Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. But what about the accent in Britain? You see, the thing about accents is that they're constantly evolving. And the transatlantic accent is no exception.